Part 2, The Core Systems. Chapter 5, The Production Chain Hierarchy. Every calm kitchen begins with one simple truth. Star Chef 2 is built on a production chain. If you understand that chain, the game becomes predictable. If you ignore it, the game becomes chaos. Most players treat ingredients as isolated tasks. Plant a crop here, feed an animal there, cook something when an order pops up. But nothing in SC2 exists on its own. Every ingredient is part of a larger system, and that system has a natural order. When you follow that order, your kitchen flows. When you break it, everything falls apart. The chain: crops, animals, products, stations, borders. This is the backbone of the entire game. Every ingredient you use comes from this sequence. 1. Crops. Crops are the foundation. They feed your animals, and without them, the entire chain collapses. If crops stall, everything stalls. 2. Animals. Animals convert crops into higher value products. Milk, eggs, bacon. These are the ingredients that feed your stations. If animals run dry, your stations run dry. 3. Animal products. These are the bridge between your farm and your kitchen. They're the most common bottleneck for new players because they don't realize how many dishes depend on them. 4. Stations, subdishes. Stations turn raw ingredients into usable components. Dough, cheese, sauces. These are the items that make or break your ability to fill orders quickly. 5. Table orders. Orders are the end of the chain, not the beginning. Most players treat them like the starting point, and that's why they struggle. When you understand that orders are the final step, the output, not the input, the entire game shifts. You stop reacting to orders and start preparing for them. Why the hierarchy matters. When you follow the chain in order, you always stay ahead. You never run out of ingredients because you're constantly feeding the system from the bottom up. When you ignore the chain, you end up out of crops, out of animal products, out of subdishes, stuck waiting on timers, scrambling to fill orders. Chaos players work backward. Calm players work forward. The chain creates predictability. Once you internalize the hierarchy, you stop guessing what to do next. You always know where to look. If stations are empty, check animal products. If animal products are low, check crop. If crops are low, plant more. If orders are piling up, check the entire chain. The hierarchy becomes your compass. It tells you where the problem is before the problem hits. The chain is the foundation of flow. Every system in this book, use, replace, restocks, pantry resets, station syncing, bottleneck prevention, all of it rests on this one structure. If you respect the chain, your kitchen will float. If you ignore it, your kitchen will drown. Understanding the production chain hierarchy is the first mechanical step toward a calm, efficient, stress-free Star Chef 2 experience. Chapter 6. Crops, Animals, Products, Stations, Orders. In practice, understanding the production chain is one thing. Using it in real gameplay is where everything clicks. Most players know crops feed animals and animals produce ingredients, but they don't play like that. They jump straight to orders, panic when something is missing, and then scramble backward through the chain trying to fix the problem. A calm kitchen does the opposite. It moves forward through the chain, every time, without exception. This chapter shows how that looks in practice. Step 1. Crops. The foundation of everything. Crops are the first link in the chain, and they're the easiest to ignore. Most players only plant when they run out, which is exactly why they run out. In a calm kitchen, crops are planted before you need them. You don't wait for shortages. You don't wait for orders. You don't wait for animals to starve. You plant because planting is part of the cycle. When crops stay ahead, everything else stays ahead. Step 2. Animals. The conversion layer. Animals turn crops into the ingredients your stations depend on. Milk, eggs, bacon. These are the items that disappear the fastest and cause the most panic when they run out. Chaos players feed animals reactively. Calm players feed animals on schedule. You don't wait for the barn to be empty. You don't wait for a recipe to demand something. You feed because feeding is part of the cycle. When animals stay fed, your stations never stall. Step 3. Animal products. The hidden bottleneck. This is where most players fall apart. They think they're doing fine until suddenly, No milk, no eggs, no bacon, no cream, no butter. And then everything collapses. In a calm kitchen, animal products are monitored constantly. Not hoarded, just kept at a stable, moderate level. You don't need 40 of everything. You just need enough to keep the chain moving. When animal products stay stable, your stations stay stable. Step 4. Stations, the engine of your kitchen. Stations are where the magic happens. Dough, cheese, sauces are the items that make or break your ability to fill orders quickly. Chaos players only cook sub-dishes when an order demands them. Calm players cook sub-dishes before they're needed. You replace what you use. You restock during downtime. You keep stations floating. When stations stay stocked, orders become effortless. Step 5. Orders. The final step, not the first. This is the biggest mindset shift in the entire game. Orders are not the starting point. Orders are the result of a well-maintained chain. Chaos players start with orders and work backward. Calm players start with the chain and let orders fall into place. When your crops, animals, products, and stations are stable, orders become quick, predictable, low stress, easy to fill. You're not scrambling. You're not waiting on timers. You're not stuck. You're simply completing the final step of a system that's already running. The chain in daily gameplay. A calm kitchen moves like this. Plant crops, feed animals, collect animal products, restock stations, fill orders, repeat. It's a loop, not a reaction. Once you start playing in this order, the game stops feeling like a crisis and starts feeling like a rhythm. This is the moment players shift from chaos to control. Chapter 7. The Use, Replace, Restock Method. If there is one system that defines a calm kitchen, it's this one. The Use, Replace, Restock method is the backbone of your entire gameplay philosophy. It's simple, it's repeatable, and it eliminates 90% of the chaos player's experience. Most players either hoard ingredients or run out of them. Both extremes create stress. Hoarders clog their pantry with items they never use. Scramblers constantly hit shortages and panic cook sub-dishes. The calm kitchen lives in the middle, a steady, moderate inventory that never spikes and never crashes. That's what Use, Replace, Restock creates. Step 1. Use. Every time you fill a table order, you're pulling from your pantry and stations. Chaos players don't think about what they just used. They move on to the next order and hope they don't run out. Calm players do the opposite. When you use something, you notice it. You're aware of what left your pantry. You're aware of what station item dropped from 6 to 5. You're aware of what animal product dipped below your comfort level. Awareness is the first step toward stability. Step 2. Replace. This is where your system becomes unstoppable. Instead of waiting for shortages, you replace what you used immediately. Used 1 dough? Start 1 dough. Used 2 cheese? Start 2 cheese. Used 1 garlic bread? Cue another garlic bread. You're not stockpiling. You're not overproducing. You're simply maintaining the level you already decided is stable. This is what keeps your stations floating. Step 3. Restock. Restocking is the quiet maintenance that happens during downtime, the moments when something long is cooking and you have a few seconds to breathe. Chaos players waste that time. Calm players use it. While garlic bread bakes, you refill stations, top off animal products, check crop levels, reset your pantry, prepare for the next wave. Restocking is what prevents bottlenecks before they happen. It's not dramatic. It's not flashy. It's not urgent. It's maintenance, and maintenance is what keeps your kitchen calm. Why this method works? Because it creates stability. You're never empty. You're never overflowing. You're never scrambling. You're never waiting on timers. You're never blindsided by shortages. Your pantry becomes a quiet, predictable space instead of a roller coaster. You don't need 20 of everything. You just need enough, and the discipline to replace what you use. This method turns StarChef 2 into a rhythm instead of a reaction. The result? A floating kitchen. When you use, replace, and restock consistently, your kitchen reaches a state most players never experience. Nothing runs out, nothing backs up, nothing surprises you, nothing feels urgent, nothing feels stressful. Your kitchen floats. This is the system that makes your gameplay look effortless, because it is effortless once the rhythm is in place. Chapter 8. Inventory stability without hoarding. Most players think the solution to shortages is to stockpile everything. They fill their pantry with 20, 30, even 40 of every ingredient just in case. It feels safe at first until the system collapses. Hoarding doesn't create stability. Hoarding creates clogs. A clogged pantry leads to wasted time, wasted crops, wasted animal feed, wasted station cycles, wasted storage space, wasted mental energy. And worst of all, hoarding destroys the natural rhythm of the game. When everything is full, nothing moves. When nothing moves, your kitchen stops flowing. A calm kitchen doesn't hoard. A calm kitchen maintains moderate, stable levels that support the rhythm without choking it. Why hoarding fails? Hoarding feels safe, but it creates hidden problems. 1. It breaks the production chain. If your pantry is full, you stop planting. If you stop planting, animals starve. If animals starve, stations stall. If stations stall, orders slow down. The entire chain freezes. 2. It destroys your ability to use downtime. When everything is full, you have nothing to refill. Downtime becomes dead time instead of maintenance time. 3. It creates false security. Players think they're prepared, but when they finally run out, they run out hard because they haven't maintained the chain in hours. 4. It increases mental clutter. A full pantry looks impressive, but it's harder to track what you actually need. Chaos hides inside excess. The calm kitchen approach. Moderate stability. Instead of hoarding, you maintain just enough of everything. Not too much. Not too little. Just enough to keep the chain moving. This creates predictable flow, consistent production, smooth station cycles, easy restocking, zero panic, zero shortages. You don't need 20 dough. You need 6 to 8. You don't need 100 milk. You need 20 to 30. Stability comes from movement, not storage. How to maintain stable inventory. 1. Replace what you use. This is the heart of your system. If you use 1, make 1. If you use 2, make 2. This keeps your levels stable without overfilling. 2. Restock during downtime. When something long is cooking, top off your stations and animal products. Not to max, just to your comfort level. 3. Keep crops moving. Plant regularly, even if you don't need anything right now. Crops are the foundation of the chain. 4. Avoid overproduction. If you already have enough, don't make more. Excess is the enemy of flow. 5. Let the system breathe. A calm kitchen always has a little space, a little movement, a little flexibility. This is what keeps the chain alive. The result? A pantry that supports you. When you stop hoarding and start maintaining, your pantry becomes predictable, balanced, easy to manage, never empty, never overflowing. You always have what you need because you're always replacing what you use. Your kitchen stops feeling like a storage unit and starts feeling like a living system, one that moves, breathes, and supports your rhythm. Inventory stability isn't about having more. It's about having enough consistently. That's what keeps your kitchen calm.